Hi, my name is Empty Pockets and welcome to Pockets World. Let's start by apologising for the last episode where the cards didn't show. I'll try better next time. In this episode I wish to put in the lava farm, stasis chamber and sort out the storage on the lower levels. Then we'll see what we do after that. So let's get on with it. I've pre-dug the room down here, putting the flooring and the ceiling, walls, etc. I just need some lights around here now. I quite like these copper ones, I've been looking at them, so let's put those in here. That's the weathered one. This is the fully oxidized one, and we'll have another weathered one in here. And we'll put a soul torch there. You'll see why in a minute. This is going to be where the lava farm goes. As you can see, I've extended this. This used to be 4 blocks, it's now 6. This up here is petrified wood. I will leave the command to get this in the description. Now, it's very useful. It used to be in the main menu at one time, but it's no longer. So let's get the lava farm up and running. Place down the cauldrons. Get in here and place down the dripstone. That's the lava farm done. This can be any stone or solid block you like. Doesn't have to be dripstone. As mentioned in the last series, only put it in there so I could find it. So back to this torch. If we go to the armor stand and put it on there, we can now put our arm on it. And hey presto, we have a light. So that's that room done. And let's put a door in there. Next up is the stasis chamber. So what we need to do now is most people dig down 6 and put the block, or so there's 5 water source blocks. I do the same, except I do dig down 7, because usually when I put in the ender pearl, I end up going down to the bottom of it. So I dig down 7, place the soul sand, and back up the top. I put that in there, and then go down to the bottom. Come all the way up to the top. And back down again. Break that. And I usually put a block there. That takes away that water source. The reason I do that is because I have accidentally triggered the trapdoor and ended up at the bottom there so many times. So next I need to put in a trapdoor there. Here. So it opens up like so. And then come in here and just... Now, if I stand on the edge of that, and aim for that corner down there, throw in the ender pearl, and it comes floating up. You do not want that trapdoor ever touching that ender pearl. I should be able to close that and put in a door here. That keeps that all nice and safe. Right, and fill in this. As you can see, the ender pearl is floating in that corner, and what that does is can work as a teleportation device. So if you're playing multiplayer, someone can trigger this, have the trapdoor touch the ender pearl, and you'll automatically be transported down to this spot. However, it also serves as a chunk loader. This chunk it's in, and the chunks surrounding it, one block out, are all now active. So it doesn't matter where in the world you are, it will remain active. And if you've got things like chicken farms in, they'll continue working, even if you're way out the area. That's why I put these in. I believe in the latest version, that is, spawn chunks are no longer a thing. I'll have to check that out and come back to you on it. These are going to prove invaluable. So let's put in the last piece, and that's down here. Let's get a ladder in place so we don't have to keep on flying up there. Actually use a ladder instead. And a trapdoor on that block there at the top. That's our ladder and way down and up in place. In here I'll put a piece of moss, so I'm putting some flowers. Next is the storage. As you can see, between episodes I put in the two villages primarily for emeralds. I did level them up, so I've got master on both of them. So if I do decide to use their bows or whatnot, or their golden carrots, I can. However, they lack a name, so any suggestions would be appreciated in the comments. I will pick out the best ones. I've been messing around with this storage here, and because of this bookshelf here, I couldn't really do what I wanted, which was going to be put chests like this with barrels here, and this more of an open piece like this. So alternatively I put in barrels like so, and I can make this into a workstation same as this side. That just means I've got to fill in that now. I was going to take all this down and do it placing barrels and seeing what I've done before, kind of boring, so let's get the chests in. Don't want you gnawing your arms off. Now just got to put in these chests, like so. Fill in this. That one there, and put that down there like so. Now we just got to put this in. Goes there, that can go there, and that can go there. That looks a bit more reasonable. I will have a main storage area, but not here. I just need a lamp on here like so. That's gone in wrong. Better. But it is quite a bit of storage, and I'll have storage throughout the field, but for long term I will have a different storage area, probably my iron farm. which I'll be doing a tutorial on once I figured out what I want in there. So crafting tables are always useful throughout any sort of world. I think that's the most common bench used. Stone cutter goes second, and this side I think I'll put my loom with a invisible item frame on top and a blockable on top of that. Make it into a feature. That should be enough light for that section. As I said, I don't want it too dark, too light down here. Otherwise it'll spoil the effect. That pretty much finishes off this section here. Not much else I can do with this. I'm thinking about putting some odd benches and barrels here around. But I can do that at a later date once I'm decorating the whole place. So next up is this floor. I think the beam across here would look good. I'm not going to match it in with that because it doesn't look right then. And put the ceiling on that. Not like that. Like so. And then bring this across here, I guess. Like so. And yeah. I'm hoping the flash on that lava bucket coming out of there won't set this alight. It shouldn't do, but it has caught chickens alight in here if I put carpet in there. That's why I'm thinking, should I make that stone? I'll see what happens. Just that piece in. Next I want to put in stone section here. There, and there. We can put in that there. We can put in that there and say that there. Oh, it looks like spruce. And what I need to do is put in spruce floor. Step there, and step there. That's the way up and down. Trapdoor there. Slide down there and put a ladder up. Yeah. Trapdoor and good to go, I think. Yeah. That's one basement done. Now we just got to decorate this one and get this one up and running. While we're at it, we'll put in these steps for the ladders here as well. That should do it. Yep. This will let us up this way. Yep. Down there. Right. Next step in the process is to add some texture to this. We go there. Yeah. Go in that corner there. Yeah. That and that. Just to make it look a bit scuffed and worn. Off camera, I made an adjustment to the charcoal generator. What I've done with it, I haven't changed the actual system itself, is added a self-locking mechanism on it. If a certain hopper gets full, it stops the process and anything going through the system at the time just gets shoved straight into the trash can. That means I can fill up the input system as much as I like, right up to full, and will not work until the line on it gets empty. So yeah, a little useful feature I put in. I will be highlighting that in a video in the new year, so look out for that one. In this corner I want to put a water bottle dispenser because I find them invaluable for brewing stand stations. So let's get on with that. First up I need to dig that out and put a block here. I also want to change that out of that. Let's get down there. Get up here. Put the barrel. Bounce down, put the planks and fill in the roof. Close that. Take that out. Put in more barrels here, here and here. Take this out and put a barrel in there like so. That gives us plenty of storage here. This obviously is the charcoal generator, but there's plenty of storage for brewing. Next up, round the back. In the back of this barrel, I want to place a hopper by crouch placing it, and a hopper into that hopper there. I need a comparator coming out of that hopper into this block. On top of that block, I want a redstone torch, and in front of that redstone torch, I want a dispenser. That is the mechanism for a water bottle dispenser right there. Very simple, very easy to build. Then I want a barrel up here. A hopper into that barrel. Hopper into that dispenser, and a hopper into that one. That's the system for bringing bottles into here, empty bottles. These are full with water bottles. The front barrel here needs filling up with water bottles, like so. We can change this one out for this one. And back to the hole in the back. And in here, I need 5 water bottles and 1 water bottle. That's it. Let's go get those in. And just one there. That lights that up, turning that torch off, as you can see. When this one disappears out of there to fill in here, it will trigger that to go on, firing this. which then fires a bottle into the water source and gets dragged down and through. So let's fill in the bottles next. Now it's important to note that all these slots must have at least 1-2 bottles in them at all times. Otherwise it breaks the system and you could be firing out nothing. So it's important this stays full up. At the stage of the game I'm building this, I've got enough sand to melt down to bottles to fill an entire system and more. So what I do is I fill up the entire system, so all I've got to do is top it up. The barrel, you don't have to fill it up entirely with bottles, but you can take your time. As long as when these are used, you refill it. Now we can stick in the water source. Now just fill this in. And if I take a bottle out of here, you'll find it automatically refills. Once you've used the bottles, you can bring them back up and put them back in the top barrel. That's it. That's your water bottle dispenser done. In here, I'm going to put my mud farm. I'll bring you back in once that's done. Okay, the mud farm is in place with refills here, storage here. If I go into here, I've got storage here, similar to the tutorial I did, which I will link somewhere in this video. It'll either be at the end or on a card up top. And it works. Let's go turn it on first. I'll show you. I stick a block there, it turns to mud. If you want the build for this, then as I said, the tutorial will be somewhere either at the end or up on the card. Next thing I need to do is look at putting in my little box here, so that anything I put out in the barrel that side comes through to here and I can sort it from there in the safety of the house. Quite what I'm doing with the rest of this I'm not sure, but I also want to put in a concrete maker. It also strips logs. That will be here, so let's get the parts for that. I first saw this build on Ajax Minecraft. I haven't seen him around for a good 6 months, but this is where this build comes from. I'll leave a link in the description so you can go take a look. This doesn't only do concrete, it also strips wood, so it has a double bonus. So let's get into it and build it. Dug the hole to put this in. Not all of this is just so I can get around. First up I need some leaves in here. Next I want a barrel in here, going up this way. Fill this in. In the back of that barrel goes a hopper, like so. This side I want a dropper on the floor down there. Up here I want a barrel. And out of that barrel I want a hopper going into this dropper. I want for now a temporary block in there. Out of that temporary block goes an observer, like so. And out of that observer comes another observer like so, and one facing downwards. Under that I want a solid block. This side, let's go finish this off. We'll take that out of there. In here I want a rail, crouch and put that in there. I'll hop a minecart on top of it. Into that you want to place another hopper. So let's go check that, if that's facing the right way. On top of this hopper, you want a piece of obsidian. Right there. This can now be filled in. And that one can go in there. And what we need is a note block up here. But we'll do that in a moment. Before I put the note block in here, I want to put a piston up the top there with a block of your choice on in the middle. You get rid of this rail here, and then you fire this piston with a stone block, lever or something. That places the minecart in the block. It should be perfectly safe there. If you want, you can put a trapdoor in front of it, but I generally leave it as is. I then place my note block there. Get a bucket of water and waterlog these leaves. Get concrete powder, stick it in there, and it's solid concrete. That's your concrete maker. And you just place concrete in there and break it with a pickaxe, and it'll drop through this system into this barrel. You can also place logs in here, strip them, break them, and it'll do the same thing. It'll drop into there. I will be doing a tutorial on this at some point if I can get hold of Ajax and see whether we can come to an agreement that I highlight this properly. Next up is the post box. That will be this barrel here. This one's a trash can. This one will be the post box. And you dig down 3, or should be 3, and you dig that way. Find others. 2 blocks. It should bring you back into this area here. You can then put barrels like so, and we can put one up top there in a second. Sure which one that is. We'll put a barrel in here, and we'll replace that with that. That's that. Now what I need to do is I need to put in a hopper line from the one outside. There, there, and there. 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 Let's pull this in. That hopper line goes there. And we'll do the same to match the barrel that side. And that's the post box done. I will put these signs on here. So that's the post box done. Get back down here. In fact, we'll tuck this lot in there for now. That should go all in the bottom. I'm going to copy this over to this side as well, I think. Before I can actually do that, I need 2 slabs there because I believe there's a water source under this. Yes, there is. Right. So if we go up to the top, get our barrel ready, we can sort that out. So down here, go back up to, that should stop the flood, and we stick a mossy cobblestone back in there. That should stop that flood. It goes out in here. I'm going to put another crafting table because they're the most useful thing we've got. This I'm going to put a map area. I'll do that in a moment. I forgot to put this in here. Let's put that in there. Get ourselves a brewing stand and put it there. I'll put in lights. That should be bright enough to actually cover this one and this one. We'll see. Next I want to try and put in cartography table. And here I want upside down barrels. That should be fun. I've got to go down there. Let's get rid of that, and that. Yeah, that'd be fine. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3 down there. Take that out a minute. Yeah, we should be alright. We want to put a barrel up there. We come down with that, and that, I believe. That'll do. Yeah. We're back up here and do the same this side. That's stone. That's cracked stone, and that's stone. Do that. And look up. That's stone. Stone, I believe. And that stone again. I believe that one should have been that. That looks a bit more right. And we'll stick these back. That's that done. Come back up here. What happened here? I thought I put down a... I can't have done. Okay, do that again then. Silly me, putting the wrong thing. That's better. That goes there. There. We bring in that there. Yeah. Right, now we've corrected that mistake. We should have 2 barrels there. We do. Good. Right, we need a step there. Slab there, slab there. And let us see whether we can match these in a bit. Just here. I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to put that one up there. I'm going to put that one in there. and we're going to have 2 for these ones here and here and here. Now the color item frames here, 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 and here, and here. We'll do a map in a minute. This is going to be my map wall. I'm not sure what to do with this yet. Just bring it along. Yeah, that's be fine. And that's that bit done. That was quick and simple. I will be decorating these areas a little bit. I'll do that once I've got the whole build done. I'll also want some extra storage here, here and here in the form of upside down barrels. So let's go down there and get this done. There we go. And that's all there. That one there, that one there, and that one there. Put the stone. It might help if I put it the right way around. And put in this back. That piece. Might help if I actually open the trap door. Close that. So we've got a little bit more extra storage. We have the map section in here with storage. We have storage here, here. Plenty for the potions. Some here and here. I think that's about it for this section. So that about wraps it up for this episode. The next episode I'll be starting the ground floor and seeing what we can do up there, and obviously building the house around it. I've also got at least one more redstone contraption to put in, if not 2. So hopefully I'll see you all there on the next one. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and please make a comment. Now, I can't build a community if people aren't going to leave comments. So yes, please do that so I can respond back. The response to the last video for me as a very small creator was fantastic. So thank you very much for that, and thank you for those new subscribers. Let's see whether we can hit 50 by the end of the year. That will be a fantastic goal for me. If you've not liked the video, that's fine. As I said in the last one, stick around, subscribe anyway, because I may well make something you do like, and I'll look forward to that day. So until next time, take care, bye.